Today's gonna be the day. Okay guys, welcome back to another weekly update of PvP in Union Cross. I've been going 3-4 weeks now without a gold ticket giving me a tier 8 fairy. I've been sitting on one tier 8 fairy to make my next one. This is gonna be the one, guys. Welcome back, welcome back. Let's jump in and let's see what my PvP rank is gonna be. I'm nervous because this PvP rank turned out amazing. I was top 1000, top 500 constantly on my main account. I haven't bought VIP or bought any jewels at all since Illustrated Invisible. So I've been saving jewels, not pulling from nothing, just working on what I got from the beginning. And I ended up making 317th place. I was top 200, but then I got kicked out at the last minute like usual right before I went to bed. So it's nice to see that I woke up to 317th. This is good, which means I have multiple chances at a damn tier 8 fairy. And if I don't get it, I'm just gonna have to try next week, right? Yeah. This week's actually, we're gonna talk about the new rewards in this week. But quick little poll here, got my Moogle. Today's day 10 for me because I missed day 1. Oh no. But that's 1,000 jewels right there, so that's good. All right. I got 2 silver tickets and 3 gold tickets. If I went to rank 100, it would have been an extra silver ticket. Big whoop. At the point I am in PvP, that doesn't matter. Let's just see what I get out of this. Honestly, at this point, these tickets are becoming more of a collection if they don't give me tier 8s. Everything else is just like, okay, I'm going to store it until something better comes out. Come on, silver ticket. At least there's only 2 tier 3s. That's a good thing. 2 tier 4s, just as bad now. Every time I see a tier 4, I'm like, tier 4 prime medals are out of the game. We no longer need them. So if I get tier 4 fairies, it's just like I'm leveling up all old stuff that I'm not going to use anymore. All right, this is the one. I feel like tier 8 in here. This is a tier 8 right here. Why did I talk shit about the tier 3s? Oh, God. All right, silver tickets. Whew, garbage. Complete garbage. 3 gold tickets. And I'm only asking for 1 tier 8. 3 gold tickets. I wonder if I would got it if I bought VIP this whole time. I missed like what, 4 VIP tickets, maybe 5. I haven't been buying VIP at all. What? Not even a tier 7. Not even tier 7. You know, these videos are not even funny anymore. Like, it's just more like, hey, let's all point and laugh at Octo with his really bad luck. I'm getting gold tickets, guys. I'm getting gold tickets, but I might as well be not getting gold tickets at this point. One gold ticket left. 1 gold ticket left. Moogle. I'm in the saddest part of my life in Union Cross. Can you please throw me a bone? We did it. We did it, boys. We did it. 3 gold tickets, 2 silver tickets, 4 weeks later, almost an entire month, an entire season, by the way, and I finally get that tier 8. Don't waste your time with PvP. I made place 300 and something, and I got 1 tier 7, and I got 1 tier 8. In all honesty, yes, it's gonna help the game. Yes, your medal's gonna get better, but just save up all your jewels. Don't try to pull for PvP. And just go for the new tier 7s that come out and tier 8s are guaranteed 7 stars. Like the new prime medals and all that, just go for them. Upgrading your old medals doesn't even matter. Like I could upgrade, let's say Lingering Will, but hey, guess what? Sora and Riku, the new prime medal, it's better than Lingering Will. It's not the same attribute, but like it's gonna get to that point where these tickets, it just doesn't feel worth it anymore. It doesn't feel, for me personally, it doesn't feel worth it anymore. There, I can make 2 tier 7s and a tier 8. Oh boy. Oh boy, I can't wait to do this. Honestly, don't know how to feel right now. I got so many tier 5s, tier 6s, tier 4s. I can make almost 3 tier 4s, 4 tier 5s, 5 tier 6s, and that means nothing at the moment for me. That means nothing. It's going to get to that point, guys. I don't know where they're going to take fairy tickets, especially if prime medals keep coming out. Prime medals are going to be just better than everything, because if you look at the tier 4 primes were better than any tier 4 that you currently have. Like Buzz has the highest multiplier than any other tier 4 in the game. Then you go back to tier 5s, the new tier 5 prime medals, they have higher multipliers than any of these, like this Lingering Will is probably the strongest one, and the Prime Metal does better than that Lingering Will. So once tier 6 Prime Metals come out, it's going to be better than any tier 6. So the fairy tickets you get are basically for sub slots or for making up for banners that you couldn't pull for because you had no jewels. So in a sense, PvP is great that you don't have to use jewels to get the next power level, but anyone who spends jewels for the Prime Metals are doing better than you, even though you have all these other medals. So I can go on with this all day. Let's just jump in and see what I'm going to do for this PvP week and what ranking I can get out of this. I'm going to do a couple evolving maybe, especially a tier 8. Since I finally got tier 8, even now I don't feel like it's that great. Like I have to go through a lot of gold tickets. 7 gold tickets maybe less, but yeah. Let's just see what I'm going to turn off from this one. This one is, this game. This RNG on fairy tickets. Oh boy. Alright, for the Super Week and the point rewards and the ranking rewards, we got 5 bronze tickets, which honestly in the future they should really update those to silver and at least 1 gold in points. That would make the point system so much better. But for ranking wise, if you guys do end up making top rewards here, what they changed is first place is getting 6 and 6 with a title, top 10 5 and 6, 4 and 6 for 50, top 100 over here gets 4 and 5 and a title. So basically everyone who's been top 100 this whole time is most likely to be top 100 again. Not most likely, that's not true. After all my polls, tickets can only go so far. So if your luck isn't that great, then it all depends. So maybe top 100 is moving around, but definitely top 3000 has a lot of power versus other people if they go free to play versus free to play. Because again, if you get Prime Metals, it's a different story. But anyways, they did increase it a little bit here. You can see you get 3 gold, 5 silver. If I did PvP, I was placed 317 this week, I'd end up getting 5 silver tickets instead of 2 silver tickets. So they did add more, and also top 4,000 actually gets 5 silver tickets, which is pretty awesome. 5 silver tickets over there. If you guys see my free-to-play account, those polls are very good. I've got tier 7s and tier 8s on my free-to-play account. I think I'm actually 1 away, or maybe 2 away on tier 8 on my free-to-play just from silver tickets. So it's pretty much catching up to my main account. But everything else here, 4, 4, 3, 2, and then 1. So where it's really good is top 10,000, 3 silver tickets, but top 12,500 gets 2, and even 15,000 gets that 1. So it looks pretty good as soon as you hit top 10,000. I think my free-to-play count made 8,500, and that's with me not even trying. I was hitting like 26 million damage with the treasure trove last week, and I only did that setup at the last day. If I did that throughout the whole week, I probably could have hit a little higher. But the rewards look great. So good luck to you guys. It is a power week. Anyone in top 3,000, competition is going to be fierce. It always is. There's no difference if it's 100 gold tickets to 5 gold tickets. People are going to try their hardest. The more gold tickets, the better, because RNG is still on that side of not getting tier 8s for weeks and weeks and weeks. So for my setup right now, guys, I am placed 608. I did a quick setup last night just to hold the place in top 1000, so I didn't have to climb like crazy. Well, not last night. I woke up pretty early and I did it, and I was like, oh, I'm still somewhere close. So three battles got me at 608. So what I'm currently gonna do is Sora and Simba. I'm gonna make him a 7-star. I was gonna do Bob and Jack, but my genie actually is boosted and has plus 1000 strength, so he's sitting pretty tight. The only issue is that he has attack boost 4 max, SP gauge 0, and I might give him a 7 max depending where I end up at the end of this week. But Genie's going to become the slot for over here, being copied by Vanitas. Vanitas, again, he is 6 stars, and he needs a new max skill to do better. If I'm not top 500 at the end of this week, I'll consider changing him as well to a 7-star and giving him a better max skill. As for everything else, my Xian's got 7 max, my Kiart Sky with extra attack has 7 max, so they're sitting tight. It's only him I gotta clean up, because second Keyblade, missing egg, I could make it good, but it takes a lot of resources for Phantom, for young Xehanort and all that, so I was like, screw it, this is my throwaway Keyblade. I'll put in the defensive setup with poison, and then on my third setup, it's semi-strong. It's not going to be that great because I don't have a Kairi buffer. Kairi and maybe an Axel, Prime Axel would be a lot better here. That way all these guys get buffs and he gets a buff from Axel, but I'm not going to do that because I'm going to rely for now on the poison and then paralyze strategy. So this is pretty straightforward. I got pure damage here. I could clean these guys up a little bit better. 7 max there. I believe I gave him a 7 max finally, and I think he has a 5 max, so he needs a 7 max, and we know that's already cleaned up. So this is basically relying on lowering the enemy's attack, raising your defenses, and then paralyzing the enemy. So if the enemy does have a buffer over here on the first slot for themselves, it'll skip, and it'll go to the third slot. So they have to use a Kairi or Xion their Kai, or something that raises. So if they have a Kairi or Xion over here, and then a different buffer over here, just in case of paralysis, if it's not an override ability, it's going to be great, because Kairi EX and all that only do ×7, and my defensive setup lowers general attack down by 7, along with some attribute defense down as well. So it has to be another Kai over here with override, or the foretellers at the moment. So it's not that great of a strategy. It's better if I just do a full complete setup, but we'll see how far I get out of this. But for sure, I'm working on the fairy stars and see if I can kick in with this strategy. The strategy was going to start dying more and more. Overwrite comes out, especially for defensive medals, raising your own defenses, so on and so on. It's going to die out very easily, but hopefully it works out for a little bit longer until I can accumulate better 7-star medals. So that's my setup. We're going to jump in and clean up Sora. Well, Sora and Simba. So Sora and Simba, he is 100 out of 100, got him fully maxed out. So we're going to evolve him to a 7-star. No going back from this point. Maybe the game's telling me not to do it. No going back. The game's telling me not to do it. The game's like, no, do Bob and Jack. You need something. The reason I'm doing Sora and Simba, because he sits on one of the highest multipliers in my game. And I believe Fairy Stars setup right here does have one of the highest multipliers. Like upright magic and upright speed have best multipliers, and my speed is really good. So that's why I'm doing Sora and Simba, and there's no going back from this point right here. So there you go, 7-star Sora and Simba gonna be copied by Xion and double copied by my pet medal. We got everything else on him. I did go ahead and buy the next avatar board. I haven't collected it. I did start this video out with 28,000. Now I'm at 25,000. I'm going to grab that 7 max. We're going to throw on Sora and Simba, get him 100 out of 100, and then we're going to go jump into a couple matches and see how I do without the 7 max on Genie or 7 max on Vanitas. Hopefully it's good enough to keep myself in top 500. That's all I'm looking for, top 500. If I can go deeper than that, that'd be great, but I don't have the resources at the moment, so we're going to stick to that. Alright, Sora and Simba fully cleaned out, got him all the way maxed out, got the attack boost 7 max SP gauge 0. He's the only one I actually had to clean up. Everything else I'm considering at the moment. Tier 7s, there might be prime medals for them. Same thing with tier 6s and more tier 5 prime medals, so that's why I'm saving those fairy tickets. As for sub slots on my fairy stars, I need a couple more magic ones here, and I'm thinking of doing some tier 3s and tier 2s just to add that little bit. But for now, I think I'm going to skip that out. I'll add another, I can probably make that 0.8, but for now, I think this is good enough. If this is not good enough, then I'll adjust. I'll put more 7 maxes. I'll get those 7 stars, especially Vanitas. He's not a bad choice, but I have a good feeling something's coming for tier 6s and 7s very soon. So here we go. Let's go test out this setup. I'm going to show you guys my main attacking setup, and then I'm going to go for a defensive one. So we're going to go for place 348, I think. 348 is pretty low. 318, here we go. Let's go against the Kraken. Perfect. Let's go against the Kraken for a pretty deep place and see how this goes out. Damn, look at the arena. Hey, did they have that before? I can't remember if we've had this kind of arena in the background. The Hades one. That's kind of cool. Or is that just for like the top players? I don't know. I gotta check my main account. Or am I just blind? I never really noticed the background before. But we're already doing 4 million damage on the second slot. Third slot, we're at 12 million. Fourth slot, we are at 21 million. On the fifth slot, we're looking at, okay, 35 million. And we're not at the pet slot yet. Pet slot's gonna put me over to... It's not bad. This is not bad. I think I've done 50 million before, so this isn't my strongest setup, but that is pretty good. 48,941,000 without a defense boost 6 activating or 5. So that was straight defense boost 4 max, I think. I'm always watching my numbers instead of like defense boosts going off over there. But that turned out pretty good. They've got the same setup almost, but they're using extra attack Xion, which is already better than mine. I might lose this one, actually. Oh, boy. Look at that. And I thought my setup was impressive. That just, whoa. Okay, so Kraken. 60. I thought I was doing good. I thought, okay, you know what? This is a good setup. I'm going to make somewhere. No, I just got shut down. So this point on, if I don't win the first round, I can't really do anything. So that setup was pretty good, but not amazing. I could change it around still. I could put the Hercules over here with extra attack that I have on Olympia and make sure I do more damage because it does have itself a higher tier. Because this is only a tier 5 copying a tier 8. So the multiplier won't be the same. It won't give me the same amount of guilt. So maybe putting Hercules there would be better and putting that over there because this is my defensive one. But for now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a defensive setup. So what I'm going to do is actually switch out Olympia. I'm going to switch out the Sykes over here. Or I could put a poison triple threat defensive one. But I'd rather see if I can just get 2 strong hits in there. So for this one, I am going to throw in just Axel, my prime Axel, which has a defense boost on it, so it has a defensive setup while doing some damage. It's not a crazy good setup, but this will help Invisible do more damage while applying more defensive on me. So hopefully that works out. In all honesty, I think I'm going to replace that Hercules and probably put it on my first one. You know what, just for the sake of this, I'm going to try that out because it's only the first week. So we know we did at almost 50 million damage with that setup, so let's put Hercules with extra attack over here. And then back on Olympia, I am going to put Sky over here. So I'm going to lose a little bit damage on that setup, but my first setup is going to be a lot better. So we'll see what turns out from this. Now, as for the third setup, if you guys can beat my first 2 setups, third setup, you're good to go. Again, if this becomes too much of an issue and I can't stay in top 1000 or top 500, I'll switch it around. But for now, it's going to go this my first strategy, this my second strategy. See how this turns out because I know this one's a little bit weaker, or at least I think it is. We're about to find out. So as an attack, it's not super... it is supposed to be super strong, actually. I could do the triple threat, not triple threat, the Sykes poison into Zexian paralysis. I could do that strategy, but I'm going to try this one out and see what happens. So defensive, 2 strong setups in the beginning for their first 2 strong attacks. See if that works out. If it does, I'm golden because I will have the chance to go on full attack here. So we're going to face place 337. 337. Yeah, let's just go for that. That seems pretty good right now. They might not have a proper setup, judging by their attack and defense. But again, attack and defense doesn't mean anything. Missing Ache, which means it's a throwaway Keyblade. Well, it doesn't mean it's a throwaway Keyblade. Like, I've showed you guys a very powerful setup from that. If you kept 2 Invisibles, made them 7 stars, had a 7-star Anti-Form Sword, 7-star... what do you call it? Phantom, and then a really good backwards copy metal, which now is Dusk on the pet slot. So you can copy all Invisibles in one shot. The strongest reverse speed metal in the game. So the first round, I want to win it. Defense boost 3 max. I was about to say, like, whoa, it's a little too much damage. Like, Hercules is not that strong, but they have a 3 max on there. So we're looking at 7-8. So it's definitely probably not their strongest setup. This is just their throwaway one. So like I said, Missing Ache is usually a throwaway one. Here's an Axel. Love that medal, by the way. That is a 7-star Phantom, which is interesting where it's sitting. But this week's 3 PvP, there is no other way to put the Phantom. The Phantom has to sit on the Missing Ache. So this definitely was a throwaway one and was doing a little bit damage to go against someone else's throwaway one. So my first setup kind of just got ruined. They're going to go into theirs. Damn. Okay. I don't think I'll be able to beat their Fairy Stars with my Olympia. But the whole point is that when someone attacks me, their setup's going to be different. And hopefully that is the issue. Again, it's like rock, paper, scissors. It all depends how you set up your Keyblade. Like my previous Keyblade could have been better. Someone might have done like a 2 strong ones in the middle and third one a throwaway. But 27,379,000. This has extra attack maybe, but that is a 7-star. Oh, that's not a 7-star. Oh, is this a triple threat defensive strategy? Did it just not trigger on the first turn? Okay, so then I think I might just win this one. This works out okay. 28 million is a pretty good score. Let's see how this turns out. They do have a 6 on here, which is not going off right now. That turned out pretty good. But I don't think the rest of my strategy is going to hold up if a 6 max goes against this. There's a 4. If a 6 max happens, it's not going to happen. Ooh. Ooh, sorry, not 6 max, but if that was... Oh, I still won anyways. But if that 6 didn't go off, I would definitely want this one. So there you go. And now I have a defensive setup because when someone attacks me, I go second on the first round, but paralyze and all that triple threat strategy doesn't work. And then on turn 2, round 2, I go first. So it's just pure attack into attack. And that's why I want to do Psyx on my first one and then do Zexion for paralysis. But for now, like I said, I'm going to see how this holds up. 337. It's not too bad. I will just switch around my Vanitas for the Psyx just to apply the poison on turn 1 when they're attacking me. And when it comes to turn 2, instead of Axe over here, it'd be the Zexion. Meaning Zexion will allow them to get paralyzed. So when they hit their round 2, hopefully they skip their buffer. And no matter how strong their first one is, if they don't have a proper buffer, they'll lose out. So that is the strategy that I want to use, but we're going to see how this one turns out for now, because I want my first setup to do as much damage as possible. So lots of work to do. That first round that I showed you guys was a prime example. You guys can rewind it, why prime medals are better than your 7 stars that you currently have. Like my genie is boosted, I have plus 1000, but he probably had since it's a prime medal, he had the 2000 chips, what equals that 14,000 without having a strength boost, and all he could put like probably is more plus 1000s. He did way more damage compared to me, especially because his Vanitas was 7 stars and his Vanitas also could have had the proper traits. So even though my genie has a higher multiplier, which means more damage, and prime medal has like less prime Riku and Sora, let me see, sorry, Riku versus Roxas medal has a multiplier of 35.90, where my genie has a 43.38. The difference is genie's max attack is 12,230 and 12,447 for the Riku versus Roxas, plus 2,000 chips on top of that. And I believe that prime medal has 5 trait slots. So again, you can get a gold ticket, you can make all these tier 7s, tier 8s into a 7-star, but with the prime medals coming into the game, your old medals are going to just be old medals. The new medals coming out are just that much better, especially with multiple trait slots. And when you go for those mercy pulls and you pull 5 times and you get 5 trait medals, you have a chance of making that medal even more ridiculous. And that's why I'm holding off on the tier 6s and the tier 7s. I'm not making anything into a 7-star just yet, because if they release banners where it was like the Riku versus Roxas and it was like guaranteed 1 medal per pull, that's amazing. And if not, if I pull 5 times, like if this was a mercy pull for the 7-star, then that would be amazing as well. It doesn't have to be that tier. I'm just saying, like, all those ones that came out, Roxas, Prime Roxas, all those prime medals have great value because they're the best of their tier. Just tier 4s and 5s are already getting replaced. Not really, as you can see, a tier 5 just beat me. So don't worry too much about PvP, guys. If you're pulling for these banners, you're doing great. I'm not really pulling for the prime medals, and it's showing. I can only make it so far without those prime medals as well. So it's a little bit of both. If you're not doing good in PvP, but you have a bunch of jewels, you're doing good banner-wise. So let me know what you guys are doing down below. Obviously, the more jewels and the higher your PvP rank, you're just broken. So I know none of that really matters if you can't do either or, but let me know what's happening with your PvP rankings. How'd you do? What did you make 7 stars this week? I only got 1 tier 8 out of that, but some of you guys didn't get anything. So I'm not going, oh, only. Like, I understand how everyone else is doing, just like my free-to-play account. A lot of people don't have any tier 7s or tier 8s into a 7-star. But let me know what you're doing. Let me know how your PvP setups are going. If you guys need any help, there is a Discord that I do have that has a cook strategy section. You can ask for help. Links in the description. So yeah, good luck with PvP, guys. It is a luxury week, a special week of PvP, more rewards. So hopefully you guys have better luck on your tickets than I did. If you did enjoy the video, don't forget to hit the like button. And as always, thank you so much for watching. Keep on smiling, and I'll see you in the next one.